Hello, my name is Joyce, and I'm going to share with you the hackberry jelly. So the gentleman I follow is Merriweather is his last name, and it's Foraging Texas is his website. And I never knew that hackberries were actually edible. They don't have a lot of flesh on them. They have a hard nut on the inside. I actually have a hackberry tree in my fenced-in garden. And so I decided I'm going to go out and pick them. So this is what it looks like. You really want an orange or red, not the tan or light brown. And I'm going to make jelly. So I've got about 2 cups there. And I'm going to just take a quick bite so you can kind of see. It is sweet. So you can see there's a nut, and look how little flesh there is on it. So I actually found a video that talked about making jelly, but it didn't really set up for me, so I had to redo it the first time. So I'm going to try to do my own measurements and document it, because I'm not a video person. I'm going to document it for others who might be interested in doing this as well. It's a novelty. It is unique. I've never tasted a jelly like this before. And actually, when I did it before and I was boiling it in water, I was thinking, oh my gosh, the smell. I don't know if this is going to taste good. So before I went through all the effort of canning it, I went ahead and took a spoon and tasted it, and it actually was quite citrusy kind of flavor, but like nothing you've ever tasted. So it is worth the effort. The hardest thing is harvesting them, because that takes a long time. And the other thing is I'm looking forward to giving these as unique gifts, because who else is going to have that? So Christmas is coming up, and that's what I plan to do with them. So come along with me as I do this. Okay, here we have our hackberries in 12 cups of water. So 2 cups of hackberries and 12 cups of water. And I'm going to let them boil until the flesh comes off, and I'll skim what comes off on top. And I'm just prepping everything right now, but what I'm going to do is mash them as they start getting soft, but those nuts, those hard nuts, really won't mash too much. I just really want the flesh and the flavor of the flesh. So that's my plan, and then I will run them through a strainer and cheesecloth multiple times so I get any sediment out. I'm not trying to make a jam. I want to make jelly. I have my jars getting sterilized here. I have prepped my little pad and tools and everything. So I'm actually using Sure Gel, and depending on how much juice I am left with, I will match my sugar juice to juice. So if it was 1 cup of liquid, I'd add 1 cup of sugar. And according to the recipe, to me this is similar to the measurements for the mint, where it's almost equal but not quite, and I don't want to put as much sugar in, but that's what I'm going to use as my guide. So right now I have 2 packets out. I do have more if I need them, but I'm just kind of all set up, and now it's a processing game, and that's where I am. So I'll come back when I can. Doing a quick check-in. The water's starting to change colors, but they are not quite ready to mash yet. And they've been on about 30 minutes. I would imagine they're going to go at least another 30 minutes, and then I'll let it cool before I start draining them through the mesh and getting out all of the pulp and everything. So this is going to be a process. So while the berries are cooking, I thought I'd show you my first batch, the color, and There's a lot of dips in there because I've been getting a lot of taste tests, but it is wonderful. Kind of more of an orangey color, but this is what we have to look forward to. So I'm excited. This one was October 12th of 2022. Okay, I'm going to try this again without the vent fan. This is my take 2. But we're starting to see some progress. I'm starting to see it's getting darker, and then also, sorry about that noise. Let me get a couple of them on here. There's one in there that has no skin. But that's what we're looking for. So I'm going to keep mashing. We're at about the 45-minute mark. And like I said, I think it'll take about an hour. Okay, look at our color and look at our mashing. I'm going to work on mashing a little bit more, but let's see if I can do this. These skins are coming right off. It's hot. And then, yeah, I just pulled those off. One other thing is I did add 4 more cups of water because a lot of it had boiled off. So that just came off. So I think the color and the amount, I think it's still going to be fine, but I'll document all my final measurements. Okay, guys, just to update you on time, it's almost been 2 hours that those were boiling. I don't remember it being that long the first time, but I also didn't have as big of a batch. So just wanted to make y'all aware of that. But it is looking good. So now the next steps are to let it cool. It doesn't have to cool all the way, but then I'm going to drain it through 2 mesh. What are those called? You know what I mean, right? Hang on a second. I'm going to just pull it right out. One of these babies. Am I the only one that has a problem thinking of what words are? Like, I can describe what it is, but I have a hard time sometimes with the proper noun or the name of them. Oh, the joys. So hang in there. I'm still working on this. So I don't want the 2 hours of boiling those to be discouraging to you. I'm multitasking. So I'm snapping and cleaning my green beans. I'm going to blanch them and put them in the freezer. It's October in Texas, and we're supposed to get freezing hopefully this week, or not hopefully, but just putting up the harvest. And my husband's not home right now, so I'm watching Hallmark Channel. So it's a win-win-win. Hope you are enjoying yourself too. Thanks for watching, and keep watching. All right, so this is kind of what the pan looks like, but you can see I have a lot of just the skins in there. The flesh is not in there, just the skins. So what I'm doing is I'm filtering through one. I will dump this and then filter it again. So I end up filtering it 2 or 3 times. So I'll show you what the future ones look like and what shows up. And sometimes I will double this mesh so it catches extra, and instead of using a cheesecloth as an option. I'm still filtering, but I just wanted you to see, you know, it's that flesh that comes out, because I really don't want that. I just want it to be a jelly and not have that kind of, you know, residue, kind of grimy. I don't even know how to describe it. Grainy? Not grimy. Grainy. Oh, good gracious. I can't even talk. So anyway, that's what we're getting rid of. Remember when I told you I use double mesh? That's what I'm doing right now. So I just have the smaller mesh on top. I know. That doesn't look very appetizing, but you're gonna dump that. And what will be left will be appetizing, I promise. Oh my goodness. That's all that flesh. And I guess if you wanted to make jam instead of jelly, but I don't know. That's just not appealing to me. Yeah. So, and I call that my liquid gold, right? It's gorgeous. once you're done. So I end up dumping this in my little food dump bowl, which I have some green beans in there, but that's the rest of the stuff that came out. There's that for you. Just to give you that visual, that's what I don't want in my jelly. So this is the next time. See how little is left? And I'm gonna do this probably 1 or 2 more times just to make sure I don't have that. And then we'll be ready to put this liquid back on the stove with sugar. But I'm gonna measure it first because I wanna match equal part sugar to equal part juice. Your next update. So we ended up with 8 cups of the juice, and I've added in, I know, 10 cups of sugar, but when I looked at the Sure Gel and looked at the ratios of other jellies, I do think it needs like a 5 to 4. So 5 cups of sugar to 4 cups of juice and 1 package of Sure Gel. So that's why I went up on my sugar versus the 1-for-1. So I'm gonna get this canned up and I'll come back to you. I'm not teaching you how to can. In this video, it's more just getting my measurements, getting this unique jelly done. So here we go. Can we just take a moment to say how pretty this looks? It is so pretty. So I did add in the teaspoon recommended butter to help the foam stay down. So that's the only other thing that I added in. So we'll keep going, but I just couldn't stand it. It's so pretty. So pretty. Well, we did it. So we have 15 and a half pints. The quilted one. So the color I think is great. I'm very happy with it. I did taste it. It's wonderful. It is super sweet, so I might play around with the sugar content. But basically, what we ended up with was 2 cups of the hackberries and 16 cups of water. And then once we strained them and cooked them and got that juice going, we were left with 8 cups of juice. And then we added 10 cups of white sugar, 2 packages of the Sure Gel of 1.75 ounces, 2 teaspoons of butter, teaspoons. And then we panned them, and that was it. It was actually simple, a little lengthy in time, but I'm thrilled to have some Christmas gifts to give with some little ornaments attached to them and stuff. So hopefully you've learned something and can take a natural resource and make something edible out of it. I do recommend going to Foraging Texas, and Mr. Merriweather is an incredible resource. And just I want to say what my dad always says, bye for now.